was a superhero performance. I thought him really getting us, keeping us afloat early was really important. And then all the groups there in the second quarter really did a nice job. The group that started, obviously, the second half that got us the lead was great. But he just, I mean, he made big shots. He made tough shots. Made a lot of right reads. It's when he gets it going like that, it's some of it is you just kind of like let him go. And his teammates felt that. They saw that. We looked for some advantages in some places. The horns chin clear that we ran for the off-ball three was just a big-time screen from DA, a big-time pass from LeBron, and a big-time shot from Luka. I thought that was one of the bigger buckets he had. But then he had the crazy step-back three in front of their bench. I mean, you just go down the list. The shot making was unreal tonight.
Luka's led the league in scoring most of the season, but if you asked him in December or January, he said several times that he didn't feel like he was playing his best ball yet. What has stood out to you about the shift over the, not just scoring more, winning more games, defending better, like all of this, what we've seen from him over the last month and a half or so?
Yeah, I think it's been longer than that. I think, the stretch there in December after he had, returned to the team, missed a couple games, the travel and all that. It took a lot out of him. I think he has been elite now for more than 6 weeks. I think he's been playing great. I think some of it too is just being clear-headed. With all that's happened with our team, it's just he's just in a really good place, and he typically performs at his best when he's clear-headed, and that's what we've spent a lot of the season trying to get to, not just for him but for all our guys.
After you said Luka should be more prominently featured in the MVP conversation, he had the type of performance that had the entire Miami crowd chanting MVP. Why do you think he's not more prominently featured in that conversation?
Because he complains to the refs. I don't know.
JJ, sometimes when you have a guy who is a scorer, who's ball dominant and stuff like that, it can maybe alienate teammates. Tonight, especially here recently over the last, I don't know, this feels like maybe like 2 months, like all hands kind of pulling in the same direction in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
What did you make of his teammates' reaction to tonight? And was there anything, I mean, I'm sure you probably heard that groan after he missed that first free throw.
Yeah, he missed it on purpose. Just to build the drama.
Nice.
No, I don't know. We saw this last night when he closed the Rockets out. His teammates have been, they're enjoying it probably just as much as he is right now. It's a special run that he's on, and we've seen all-time greats like him go on these runs, and you just kind of got to embrace it and enjoy the moment. We're whatever we are, 20 games over 500, and obviously he's missed time, LeBron's missed time, AR's missed time. He's to the MVP point. Like, we would not be anywhere near in the position we're in without him having the season that he's having. He's just, and particularly of late, he's dominating right now.
JJ, you said pregame that it takes a lot of work to get to this point, and you sort of just left it there. But you know what the narratives were a couple of months ago, that this wasn't a championship team and couldn't contend. And was there just a point where this group just got tired of seeing dirt kicked on it? Like, what was it that sort of just steeled this group, if you will?
Those are external expectations. That's external noise. That's not something that I think we emphasize or talk about. Our mindset since day one is to continue to get better, to continue to build our habits, continue to connect as teammates and coaches. And maybe it's the injuries, maybe it's I've mentioned this before, how loud our losses are sometimes. It just took a little bit longer, and you don't take it for granted when you're in it. It's enjoyable, but that's what an 82-game season is. I remember when I was working in media, Paul George said something about the Clippers, like we don't know what our identity is, or we lost our identity, and it's like, yeah, that happens to nearly every team 4 or 5 times a season. We felt like we had an identity to start the year. There was a lot of interruptions. I told you guys a few weeks ago I was confident that this group would get to a good place. I think we're in a good place. I don't care if you call us championship contenders or not championship contenders. It doesn't matter to me. That's not going to change how I approach coaching this team. It's not going to change how our players are playing right now.
All right, that is Coach J.J. Redick. Let's get you to the highlights. Lakers now 20 games over 500. 45-25. They've won 11 of 12, 8 in a row. They shot 53% from the field, 14 of 32 from 3. Luka gives you 60. LeBron a triple-double, and Austin Reaves 18. The road trip rolls on Saturday as the Lakers head to Orlando to take on the Magic. Tip-off is at 4, pregame is at 3, right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Lakers are 3-0 on their 6-game roadie. Luka Doncic was unstoppable tonight. Finishes with the season-high 60 points. Mama, that's a bad man. D'Angelo.
Doesn't matter. He passes who?
D'Angelo is the all-time single-season record holder now in Laker history, but we just had a lot of other stuff going on, so.
Yeah, I mean, scoring 60 normally helps you move up a few lists.
It does. When you have 9 threes, you gotta keep going.
That helps.
LeBron James with Mike Trudell in the media.
All right, Eric Spoelstra said before the game that you're giving Father Time hell, and I suppose this is the perfect sort of back-to-back at your age, right? Get here at 5 a.m. to show that. Can you just kind of take us through the mental and physical toll of that and how you're able to pull through it?
Definitely a mental and physical toll. Obviously, we got in at the time we got in. I don't think anybody got much sleep last night. Just wanted to see how the body feel, how the mind felt. Once we all kind of got going, once I got going this afternoon, and still wanted to come in and see how the body felt after some of the routine things that I do and the treatments things that I do. And decided to give it a go. We all decided to give it a go. So that's a big gritty win for us on the road, especially under the circumstances.
I think the 10th assist to get you the triple-double was Luka's either 8th or 9th three right there in the 4th. You've had special nights like that from a scoring standpoint. What did you make of his night?
You seen how we all reacted on the floor. We were super happy that he was able to get that last free throw to go to give him a 60-piece. But it was just in the flow. It wasn't even like he was trying to force his way to get it. Everything came in the flow. Once he got hot in that third, obviously he had a red hand, and he just kept it going, and then made some big-time plays for us in the fourth, couple and ones, obviously some threes. So it was big time.
Is that like peak fun basketball? Crunch time. The game's tight, making shots like last night and tonight.
Yeah, we got guys that's been in this situation before. When it's crunch time, how to make plays, what needs to be ran, how to slow down the team, mellow the team, and chaos. So to be able to rely on that is very, very important for a ball club.
There's been obviously a lot said about your team. There's always a lot said about your team. But in particular, kind of the fit between yourself and Luka and Austin. Are we just seeing 3 smart players figure it out? Is that what we've seen just kind of over the last few weeks?
I think for us it's always been about time. Just haven't really had a lot of time to actually put in the work on the floor with one another. Obviously we had a little bit of last year, but Luka was just getting to the team, trying to get comfortable with what we wanted to do. We were all trying to get comfortable with what all 3 of us wanted to do. I'll start the year not in the lineup. AR had a moment where he was out, so it's just trying to figure it out, and then I was out a couple weeks ago and was able to come back and see how I can best fit those guys, because they were just playing so dynamic off one another. So, it sells papers a lot easier, and clippings and podcasts if you say LeBron, their team is better off without him. A lot of people will try to view it, so I get it. They're absolutely wrong.
Can you talk about the evolution of performance and recovery technologies over these 23 seasons, and what has been a game changer for you, something maybe you will keep using?
I mean, obviously everything gets better. I mean, everything. I mean, that's just evolution. It doesn't matter what it is. I mean, you can look at a phone from 23 years ago compared to now. You look at cars from 23 years ago to now. You look at everything. I mean, everything can get better, you know, and that's modern technology has definitely helped a lot of performance and whatever the case may be. But also at the same time, a lot of things that I was doing in high school is some of the same things that I'm doing now as far as recovery. As far as you know, stretching and icing, and the most important recovery is sleep. You know, and things of that nature. I've been doing a lot of that, you know, soft tissue work and things since I was in high school. So I have a routine, and obviously me and Mike, he's somewhere around here. Me and Mike has built a program over the last 22 years, and we follow that to a T. And I understand that my body is the most important, and availability is the most important when you out there with your teammates. Being out on the floor with them means a lot, and I've always taken that seriously.
Now, your manager's been about living in the moment, but how's it hit you to tie the all-time games played record that Robert Parrish has had for 30 years in a city where it was such an important part of your career? Those 4 years you played.
Yeah, I mean, I never looked at it like that, but it is pretty cool to be, like I said, availability. I've always wanted to be available to my teammates, either in Cleveland, here, and now, you know, in LA. So it takes a lot. I mean, it's a mental toll, man, trying to play a lot and being out there, you know, throughout this whole thing, and then under the circumstances that I, you know, kind of been given, and it's just a lot, man. I just give a lot of praise to the man above, and then, you know, to you know, just loving the game and appreciating the game, and then and shout out Chief, man. I've been seeing some of the things that he's been saying about me, and you know, it's not a lot of those OGs that talk like that to, you know, the generation, you know, after them, and also about me personally. So shout out to Chief. He's super cool. He dope. I like him.
All right, most triple doubles all time. Russ, Jokic, the Big O, Magic, and LeBron. Tonight, on a night where he ties Robert Parrish with 1,611 games played in the NBA, he gets his 124th triple double in his 23rd season, age 41. And James, if you look at his last 2 games on back-to-back nights, he's 21 for 26 as well. Wrap your head around that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I honestly think it's less ball handling, takes a little pressure off him, and playing that new concept of playing off the ball and being able to make some cuts, alley-oops, play off of Austin and Luka. They're both dynamic passers and thinkers. They think like him. So I think this new role and his dominance is just obvious where he's coming out and performing.
Yeah, I think the role that he's playing, it puts him back in almost who he authentically is. Mm-hmm. Like he's always, I remember watching him play in high school and really thinking like, no, this young dude is like, he's thinking 2-3 steps ahead. Like he plays the whole game. He's not just looking to score. He's not just looking to dominate the game in one particular category. And so being able to score when he needs to rebound the basketball, to anchor the defense at times without necessarily having to exert as much energy as he has on recent teams, and then to facilitate where Luka can focus on scoring, AR can focus on being creative with the ball and crafty, and he can be the point guard almost of the team without having to over dribble and make a lot of things happen in pick and roll himself. And so it's a natural role for him to be. He's not uncomfortable doing it, even though it's different than what the Lakers have asked him to do in recent seasons.
Yeah, brilliance. LeBron James messed around and got a triple dub. Laker fans, time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchase from Jack in the Box. Tomorrow, just ask for the Lakers deal when you order valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers and go Jack. It's been a lot A lot of free tacos lately. Luka with 60. He's at the podium.
Luka lost in the 60 points. Forgot to ask you on the court about the 5 steals. So did you want to comment on that? The defense?
Pretty impressive, right? 5 steals not bad.
Luka, you scored 100 points in the last 23 and a half hours. I guess, obviously, we can see this day here, and I'm just curious, what's it been like experiencing it with this team and kind of the way they've celebrated it with you?
I mean, that's what it's all about, You see everybody celebrating on the bench. It's like it shows that we care a lot about each other, and that's what great teams do, Just makes my heart happy, seeing them celebrate my 60-point game.
Look, you've led the league in scoring most of the season, but when we asked you about your play, maybe December, January, you were saying you hadn't really been playing your best basketball. What's allowed you to get in this kind of run that you've been on the last, 2 months?
Oh, what's allowed me? It's a good question. I mean, just trusting, my game. I know if some games I won't have it, I've been here. You're not going to have always great games. I've been here, so you just got to trust in yourself. I got all the support from teammates, which helps me a lot. And like I said before, that explains a lot about the team we are.
Hey, Luka, JJ said you should be included in the MVP conversation, and then you hear the entire crowd chanting MVP as you're shooting free throws. So what are your thoughts on that?
It was pretty impressive, especially away game in Miami, you hear the whole crowd chanting MVP. It was, what I think every player wants to hear. So, I got a little goosebumps, so it was pretty special.
Just as a follow-up to that, are you surprised you're not more prominently included in that conversation?
It's you guys, media. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Luka, I mean, it's a difficult back-to-back, losing an hour and then, going to Miami after Houston. This could have been a game where both you, LeBron, and Austin are all out, but you guys all decide to play. What is that belief and that mentality of we can still win this game that might be kind of a quote-unquote scheduled loss?
Yeah, I mean, that was great. Obviously we didn't know if we were going to play, and we ended up doing all 3 played. JJ mentioned this after the game. Us 3 with Smart, we play the most minutes usually. So for us to, play, obviously we had some things going on, a lot of little things. But that's, like I always say, that explains the team, we're all in this together.
Luka, what's that? LeBron talked about it, JJ talked about it as well. What's it mean to you when we saw it here a couple weeks ago when Bam had the 80 or 83, whatever it was, how teammates just rally around a guy when they're on one. What's that mean to you, the way your guys reacted tonight when you were 50, 55, 58, 59? What did that mean to see them all reacting the way they were?
I just said it before, it's pretty special. I got all the trust from my teammates, and that's where you feel the best. We trust each other, and that's the best feeling.
Luka, obviously the 8-game winning streak is the best you guys had all season. You've won 11 of your last 12. What was done or what was said to help you guys maintain the belief and confidence in this group, even when things weren't going as well, maybe say in December or January?
We always had confidence. I think we had a lot of injuries. It was a lot of different starting lineups, a lot of different guys playing. Once we got healthy, I think that's where we took off.
All right, let's check out the Lakers calendar. Traveling to Central Florida Saturday for a game with the Magic. Monday, taking on the Pistons in Detroit. No Cade Cunningham for that one. From top of the East to the bottom, Pacers Wednesday to finish the road trip, then the Nets and Wizards at home. All these games are right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Austin Reaves with 18 points. He's with Mike Trudell in the media.
Austin, 2 straight nights of crunch time and just big plays, big shots. Obviously, Luka hits a number of them. LeBron, what is that like as a teammate and kind of the high? And you've had some obviously this year as well.
It's fun to watch. I have one of the best seats to greatness every single night, and I enjoy watching those guys do what they do.
Anything that stood out to you about Luka during this run? And the numbers obviously pop off, but what have you seen kind of behind the scenes from him?
He's still an idiot. That's it.
You did talk about the word belief for you guys. He referenced like a players conversation you guys had last night before he talked to you guys. What is it about the belief? This could be a scheduled loss, some would say, coming in after a back-to-back in Houston, and to all three play the way you guys did. What does that mean, that word belief?
Yeah, I mean, it goes a long way. When he said he was playing, I was like, I can't let a 41-year-old play and I not play. So he signed up to play, and so did Luka, and we went and grinded a win out. It's not an easy one, especially with the pace that team plays at. But the second half, especially that third quarter, we played some good basketball, and then down the stretch, took over the game.
JJ said he thinks Luka should be featured more prominently in the MVP conversation. What are your thoughts around that?
I don't know why not. Leading the league in scoring. I've seen something. He was leading the league in a lot of things. So we're third in the West. I don't know. I couldn't see a reason of why he's not. So I don't really know. I don't think what I say is going to really matter, but he definitely should be in that conversation.
Still to come on Access, a couple of ballers meeting up after the game. Luka, Alcaraz. We reveal the big bucket ballers, impactors next. You know Luka made the list. Access